It's been 7 years marketing my clothing brand online, and you can only imagine the amount of strategies that I've tried over the past 7 years marketing my brand. And what I want to share with you here is my most important lesson for new clothing brands that are starting up when it comes to marketing your clothing brand and getting results. Now, if you clicked on this video, I assume that you're looking for a marketing strategy for your own clothing brand that is truly a game changer, that will truly transform your clothing brand's life. And I really believe that this video has the power to do that, so I hope you enjoy. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at Design Crowd, and if you struggle with designs, I really recommend that you try them out. You post a project on Design Crowd, amazing designers from all around the world are going to compete for your project. You choose the winner, then you get that design plus revisions. I've legit sold thousands of these designs that you're looking at on my website, and I got them all made through Design Crowd. If you're interested, head over to designcrowd.com/apparel to learn about the special offer that I have for you, or just use the discount code apparel when you post a project on Design Crowd. All right, so the most important lesson that I've learned about marketing your clothing brand from the past 7 years marketing my own brand is this. When I started up my clothing brand 7 years ago, I would go from strategy to strategy to strategy and jump around from strategy to strategy. So I'd try something for 2 weeks or a month. It wouldn't get the results that I want. I would give up on that strategy and try something else. I'd work on this new strategy. If that wasn't working, I'd give up on it and I'd try something else. And I would do this over and over again. And it makes sense because if you're not getting rewarded from the efforts that you're putting in, you think, well, it must just be a bad strategy and I need to try something else. And you see a ton of different clothing brands doing this all the time. Everybody's looking for that next great strategy. What can they do to market their brand and get sales? Nothing seems to be working. But when you study what these influencers are doing to build up huge audiences on TikTok or Instagram and build up these huge followings, it's really not as complex or difficult as we're making it seem for our own clothing brands. Like jumping from different strategy to different strategy, trying to get different results and trying to make all this work. What you realize from studying all these influencers and big brands that are doing this right is that they understand it comes down to a simple principle. It's high quality content at a high volume rate for a long amount of time and just sticking to it for a long amount of time. And can you honestly say that you've done that for your own clothing brand? That you've really put out a lot of content regularly for, say, a year on TikTok or for a year on YouTube and seen the true results of that? Because that's what it all boils down to, is it's high quality content, high quantity of content for a long amount of time. And this really comes back to just doing the rare behaviors that most people aren't willing to do when they're running a brand and when they're running a business. It's like going to the gym. You know, you may go to the gym for a month and you're not going to get any crazy results from it, but you were doing all the right things for that month. You're still not going to get the results. You need to do it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years in order to get the results from it. And most people give up. And so what these jacked people are doing in the gym, the people who are in super shape, isn't anything that you weren't doing. It's not anything that you couldn't do yourself. It's just they're doing it longer, which is the rare behavior. They're doing it more consistently, and they're probably working harder at it and putting more volume into it. And so that's basically all that it boils down to here. And that's been the most important lesson that I've learned running my own clothing brand, is that it's not always about just thinking outside of the box and trying to do this new creative strategy to market your brand. Sometimes it's literally just about sticking to the basic universal principles of what makes something successful to begin with. And in the case of your clothing brand and growing your clothing brand's account on TikTok, try posting 5 times a day on TikTok for a year and make it as good as you possibly can. And yeah, this is going to take a lot of hard work. I'm not trying to say that you're not going to have to work hard at it. Everybody wants this solution that is easy, that's going to get you these results easily. But imagine if you actually did put in, 2 years onto TikTok where it was like every day you were posting 5 times a day, quality content, valuable content that people were finding funny or laughing at. Imagine how big your account could be. There's this guy on TikTok that I came across who's an amazing example of this. His name is Tori something. I'll put his name up here. And all that this guy does is he sits in front of his camera making like a funny face and putting text above him about something that he's observed that's funny in the world. Literally, he posts like this 12 times a day. He just must write these in his phone, come up with these ideas, and every day he's been doing this for years. And he's built up this huge following on TikTok, and he's this like marketing consultant guy or marketing agency guy, and he's got this huge audience now that he can potentially sell his services to or use his credibility for his own marketing consultation. And it's like all he did was just be consistent. The only difference is his consistency and just sticking to it when most people would give up. In order for you to make this truly work for your clothing brand where it becomes a reality, you're gonna have to do something known as trust the process. What most clothing brands do is they lose faith after 2 or 3 weeks of posting on social media. They don't believe that it's going to work for them if they keep at it and if they stick with it. And so they collapse, they give up. And in order for this type of thing to work for you, you have to understand on an intuitive level that this universal principle of high quality, high quantity is true, and that this will work for you if you stick with it long enough, because that's what's going to fuel you to actually do this for a long enough amount of time, like not a month or two, but a full year or 2 years, where you actually start truly benefiting from the actions that you're taking and from the efforts that you're putting in to market your brand. I spent a full month recording a 100% free course for anybody starting up a clothing brand right now. All you have to do to get access is go to freeclothingcourse.com. You can go through it at your own pace, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.